On January 30th, 1989, Kenneth Lamar Noyd, a paranoid schizophrenic, walked into a Domino's pizza joint in Atlanta and held 2 employees hostage. Among the things he demanded were a pizza and $100,000, a getaway, and a copy of the book The Widow's Son.
Okay.
I don't know what that book is. I did not research what that book is, but maybe we can look that up later. The reason that he held this store up and started making all these demands is because he had these delusions. You know, his name was Kenneth Lamar Noyd, that the Domino's Noyd ads were directed at him and a personal attack on him. So, he held those 2 employees hostage for 5 hours. I think one of them escaped. He wasn't very good at holding them hostage.
So,
So
Kenneth Lamar Noyd,
Yes.
when he did all this was after the Domino's ad, the Noyd had already started. Because whenever he started talking, I was thinking that they based the character off of this person that came in and held up their... So
that's what he was thinking.
So his demand was for $100,000.
Mm-hmm.
What else? Pizza?
$100,000. He wanted a pizza. I guess he was hungry.
Uh-huh.
And he wanted a getaway, like a safe getaway.
Okay.
And a copy of The Widow's Son. I don't know if that's a movie a book that's has some significance in his life.
Just what an odd list of demands. I mean...
Right.
Yeah, I guess, but you did say he had some mental issues, obviously.
Yeah,
but...
I believe it was a paranoid schizophrenic. I am getting all of my information off of Wikipedia, so, that could be could be incorrect. They didn't say schizophrenic on Wikipedia. They said just mentally ill.
Okay.
Feel free to interject at any moment if you have questions. Once he surrendered, Police Chief Reed Miller told reporters that Kenneth Lamar Noyd was a paranoid.
Ah.
It's a very sensitive comment to make. So, it's kind of messed up that he, had to go through that. A mentally ill person having to go through that, and then, going on to take people hostage because he thought that these ads were directed at him. But, making a shitty statement like that.
So was that like in the official police report that he was paranoid? Like that wasn't just hearsay. That was actually
I hope
that was
was
recorded somewhere. Well, it was. What year was this? When did he walk in?
This was in January 30th, 1989.
1989. So that's before everybody cared what everybody else had to say.
This was shortly after you were born and 2 months before I was born. Well, about a month and a half or so.
It's back when you could just say whatever you wanted to. Were they still like spraying people with high-pressured water hoses if you had mental illness or electroshock therapy?
They were probably putting you in the incinerator.
Yeah. Well, that's extreme.
Yeah.
I mean,
that's what they did back then.
There was actually
in America. You might not have known that, but
an asylum
truth.
that I think. So an asylum, I guess. I don't really know about this a lot, but I think at some point, if you had someone that you just didn't, if they had like a mental illness or a physical handicap, you could just take them. If you had a child that had these things, you could just take them to an asylum, and just drop them off.
So it's kind of like a pawn shop
for people.
Yeah.
I don't know if you could ever go get them back.
Just go back and buy them back.
Do you think that would encourage people to check themselves in that were perfectly fine? Because in this day and age, I feel like that would be an out. I mean, did you have to pay for it? You could just go to the asylum and check yourself in, and
I mean, I think you can still kind of go check yourself into an asylum.
But doesn't somebody have to pay for you?
Yeah, I guess that's probably the issues with our government currently. I don't know.
And I guess if they don't take you in, then you end up in just homeless. You end up a street beggar or something.
True. I think that's probably the case. Nowadays. So, he was charged with all the obvious crimes, holding up, whatever the technical words are for holding people up in a pizza joint and demanding money. I guess that's kidnapping and having a weapon and terroristic threatening or something like that. But he was found not guilty by reason of insanity. And I hate to get dark on you, but he spent 3 months in a mental institution, and then he committed suicide in 1995. And the Noid commercials were discontinued. So,
I mean, were they discontinued just because they had lived out their lifespan, or does it say that because of this
I think that's
event?
Yeah, I think it was the PR of it. They were like, I guess we need to back off this for a little bit. I can't say that for sure. I didn't do much extensive research.
So what is the Noid, for those that may not know?
So the Noid was created in the 1980s, and he prevents pizzas from being delivered within 30 minutes. You know, he's a villain, I guess. So all of these pizza delivery drivers had a 30-minute guarantee with Domino's Pizza, and I'm sure there's something similar today, where if you didn't get it within the 30 minutes, you got your pizza free. And then they eventually changed it to you pay $3 for, I don't know. Of course they changed it.
Wow, that's a big promise.
Yeah, that led to drivers driving recklessly, causing wrecks, killing people.
Yeah, no doubt. I mean, just in my experiences working in retail or fast food, you know, those numbers that you have to meet, like for like drive-through times or you know, the time you're supposed to interact with customers, and that all gets timed and measured. Yeah, I can imagine if you're in a situation where you have to get a pizza delivered in 30 minutes or else it's free, you're gonna drive like an insane person.
You're gonna drive
for an
like
8-hour shift.
Yeah, you're gonna drive like the people at Jimmy John's. So it's still going on.
Well, Jimmy John's, I'm not convinced they actually drive. I think they found a portal gun somewhere. And
oh yeah,
because it's no lie that their sandwiches do arrive freaky fast. This is not a paid advertisement for Jimmy John's, but anytime I order one, I have it in my mouth in about 4 minutes. It's pretty insane.
If you want to eat a wax replica of a sandwich, I always say.
They actually mixed in too much eraser with their bread, I think.
But yeah, this is not a paid advertisement for Domino's nor Jimmy John's, as we've kind of shit-talked them already.
And I don't think Domino's would enjoy the fact that we're actually talking about this.
Yeah,
it's a pretty dark story. I mean, do you know if it got like national attention?
I imagine,
or was it an isolated event that just because of the invention of the internet, people have dug and found out about this?
I imagine it was probably a story in Atlanta, but I don't know if it was a large spectacle like it would be today, probably.
So did they have? I'm guessing the Noid was probably in TV commercials. So was it a deal with like Roger Rabbit, where he would be like a cartoon animated over top of real people, or were there like live action?
Well, how about let's take a look at an ad.
All right.
Domino's Pizza delivers quality, so you can avoid the Noid. We keep the Noid out and all the quality in. We avoid the Noid. So for hot, delicious pizza like this, call Domino's Pizza now. In less than 30 minutes.
Now, getting back real quick, just a little more background on maybe what you guess we're possibly doing today. This is actually a video about a video game about this character that was created as an advertising.
This character that was created as a mascot for Domino's.
There we go. Yes, they were very much a mascot. Even a lot of the stockholders would, in the commercials, they would show stockholders with the Noid tattooed on their arm. So it was a pretty big thing.
Holy shit.
Yeah.
I don't know if I'd go that far. That was something you actually saw pretty frequently that you don't really see a lot today. I mean, there is an NES game that was made in 1990 by Capcom a very large video game company at the time who did actually produce quality games. But yeah, you would have like McDonald's and Cheetos and various other companies that would make video games that featured their products and mascots. And I mean, maybe there's laws against that now.
Yeah,
But-
I mean, they have to be a little more subtle nowadays, maybe.
Yeah, you can't just inject Cheetos and Dominoes and Doritos and things straight into children's brains. And I imagine even back then there was a lot less. Well, maybe there was less awareness of parents for what their kids were sitting in their room playing or sitting in the living room playing when they were playing their Nintendo.
I wish I could inject Cheetos directly into my brain, because I
that'd be-
feel like that
that
would
would
be
be
a
beautiful.
sublime
It would feel so great.
feeling. So yeah, this is actually made by Capcom too, so it might be a little bit of might be a trend.
I mean, it might be. Well, I'm thinking that just because it's made by Capcom, it may be enjoyable. I mean, they
Well,
in that era, Capcom made a lot of really good games, and were probably one of the only publishers that made good licensed games, like your movie games and cartoon games, and I guess that didn't end, and then now we have advertising games. But I mean, back in the platforming days in the 80s and 90s, Capcom really had their stuff together. So yeah, they made Yo Noid for NES.
Yonoid, and a little more information on this. It was known in Japan, and I think it came out in Japan. Came out in Japan as, excuse my Japanese, Kamen no Ninja Hanamaru. And I guess this was before it was adapted to be a marketing game for Domino's.
Oh,
So they kind of changed up the story a little bit, I think. I don't want to say because I have not played the Noid yet, but what I know from Kamen no Ninja Hanamaru, I guess he was going. The Noid had an alter ego that was going through the city terrorizing everyone, and the Noid had to save them or something like that. Something weird, but I think this is the adapted version. You know a little bit more about video game history, so you can probably tell me if that's the more likely scenario.
Well, I will say that was a common practice for Japanese properties, not only in video games, but things like Power Rangers, where Power Rangers was an adapted show that they cut in, they interjected, the English and American scenes with the American actors, and then they had the action scenes, and the scenes with the Zords were from a completely different Japanese show.
Then they had the teenage drama.
Yeah, so Super Mario Brothers 2 for NES was actually just a completely different game in Japan. I think it was called Doki Doki Panic. And all that they did is, so when the Super Mario Brothers 2, the actual Super Mario Brothers 2 came out in Japan, when it was tested in American markets, it was found way too difficult for Americans to play.
It was still too difficult for me, probably.
I don't know who makes that call, but the original Super Mario Bros. 2 was released in America finally years later in the form of the Lost Levels on Super Mario All-Stars for Super Nintendo. So we never actually saw the NES release of Super Mario Bros. 2. So what Nintendo did, they took a Japanese title, Doki Doki Panic, and they replaced all the sprites and the characters with Mario Brothers characters like Toad, Mario, Luigi, and Princess. And then they just slapped that onto this game, released it as Super Mario Bros. 2. It sold like hotcakes. Although, to me, in my opinion, I don't find it as enjoyable as 1 and 3 on the NES. But yeah, so there are a lot of other instances. That's the one that comes to mind. It's the most famous one, probably the most known, where they would take a Japanese game and replace certain pieces and make certain little modifications here and there, and they would release it in America as a completely different game. For Yo Noid, I imagine that it was probably a game with just a different sprite for the protagonist or the person that you were playing as, and they just released it as Yo Noid.
I believe that might be the case.
All right, so we're gonna sit down and play Yo Noid for NES.
Yeah, this is Jack Maniacal.
And let's do a thing with Yo Noid for NES.
magic eraser.
Just cut a piece off of it.
Whoa.
So here we are.
Yo,
in
Noid. We synced up.
So Jack is playing, and since I went ahead and told my shitty story, so here we go. We're gonna play this shitty ass game.
I've never played this before, so
We have no idea what to expect.
and immediately I don't like the fact that we're on a boat.
Yeah,
or,
it's like-
I guess it's a boat. What's
Moving up and down. Was that Elmer Fudd?
Oh, he's getting after the wascally wabbits. Okay, so my weapon is a yo-yo.
That makes sense because Yo-Noid.
Yo-Noid. Hey,
That's why.
you're right.
So he uses a yo-yo to fend off what, people who are trying to deliver pizzas?
It looks like people that are trying to harpoon him to death
Yeah, because he's a
because he made their pizza cold.
yeah. What is he underneath of that costume? Is he a rabbit or
I don't want to think
is that
about it.
part of the costume?
It's a terrible mutated head.
It's just flesh, like
Yeah, it's not
skin.
ears. It's just skin flaps. Well, I guess that's what yours are.
that's what mine are. Oh, I thought you said yours. You said ears.
Ears.
Gotcha. That's what mine are. I've
That's what
got
mine
skin
are.
flaps.
Okay, so don't go in the water.
Okay.
Actually, I will say, tight controls. It handles well.
Not a whole lot of latency.
No, there's not a lot of loosey-goosey, like you see in... Like, platformers have that thing where sometimes you keep moving after you... Oh, shit! After you stop moving, like your character keeps moving, but there's not any of that in this. It's very
Oh
tight.
yeah, that's some bullshit.
So I'm picking up diplomas and fighting off the people that are trying to harpoon me to death.
Elmer Fudd's with harpoons.
Okay, so don't touch the water at all. It will kill you. Are we in Venice? Is that the place where all the water is? Is it Venice? Oh god.
I think you're thinking of Atlantis,
Yeah.
right?
Oh,
I don't think there was always water there, but
game over.
well,
Do you want to try?
no. But I really want some Domino's pizza.
It's working, isn't it?
Yeah.
Especially after they reinvented themselves.
Oh my god.
You got that garlic crust. Pizza
Again, we
now.
are not sponsored by Domino's Pizza at all, but
We could be.
we should be, because that is the pizza.
Basically, yeah. And I live in a location where only Papa John's will deliver, which is, in my opinion, the inferior pizza.
Yeah. Sorry, I ate it as a kid, but then I graduated. It's like that.
You grew up.
Yeah, like it's like the girlfriend. You went from the girlfriend that gave you candy, which in 3rd grade, and that was your girlfriend, and now you get way more than that. As
You
an
had a
adult.
girl in the 3rd grade that gave you candy.
Yeah, it was like sex.
Oh, that
You don't
that never
remember
happened to me. No,
It was some Starburst, some of the pink ones.
you had a
That-
girl in the 3rd grade give you exclusively
Sex candy.
pink Starbursts.
Yeah.
It's not fair.
Is this a terrible game?
No,
We won't go as far as saying that yet. We'll see
no. I mean, let me
what exactly the story is.
let me stop sucking, and then we can determine whether or not it's terrible.
Where
but-
do pizzas come into play?
I don't know. On the front of the cartridge, it says he has a pizza crusher.
Oh, that's what you're using. It's not a yo-yo.
No, it's not this yet. We're just using a yo-yo. This is not the pizza
Oh,
crusher.
you haven't graduated to pizza.
as far as
Crusher.
I understand.
That's a power-up.
Yeah.
And you get enough diplomas.
What the shit?
Game over. How many lives do you get?
All of them. Okay, so Yo Noid.
This is the game.
Picking up diplomas. And trying to get past the first stage. The problem is I'm rushing. I don't know why. I feel like I'm Sonic.
We got time, man.
Gotta go fast.
Yeah, it's not like the endless scrolling wall where you're gonna die.
Right here. I've died right here several times. Once that gets below
Ooh,
the
yeah.
water line,
That's
it kills
tricky.
you.
Yeah, what's up with that?
Not touch the
How
water.
is there water on the bottom and on the top? That is not how physics works.
It's 3D.
What?
It's the future of gaming. Yo, Noid. Alright, see, so that platform right there, that if I step down right now, I'd be dead.
Right. But there's a giant tidal wave coming at you, judging by the background, so you're gonna die eventually.
We're all gonna die. Nobody's gonna get pizza.
Man, that's really the only thing I would regret. It's not having pizza.
This isn't going well. Okay, so the water will kill you. The fish are random.
Seagulls will kill you.
Seagulls will kill you. Elmer Fudd will kill you.
Diplomas,
Diplomas are
just a delay on
good,
life.
I guess. Just in general, they just slow things down.
You're just gonna be a little bit behind everybody else. But you
Yeah.
got a diploma, so.
I have a diploma. What don't I have? A degree.
Job.
Yeah.
Oh, whoa.
Whoa. Saved it. But yeah, controls. Spot on. Very good. Good job, Capcom. Don't stand there.
Yeah, that was another piece of info that I read. Don't have it off the top of my head about what engine it was developed on. There was another game that was it's the same engine. Don't know it.
It was Unreal.
Unreal.
The
Whoa, I thought it broke. The pizza eating contest.
The area champion goes first. What's he do?
Oh, it's turn-based.
How many pizzas do I want? 3.
Don't get greedy, bitch. You barely won that one. So this is just, can you count to 4?
How many do I want? Can I pick hot sauce? Is that what that is?
Ooh.
Oh, it was a
Sounds
wild card, and he got 3 pizzas.
Oh, man. Ah, you
No,
f***ed him up. You gave him red pepper. Oh, wait, you ate that, didn't you?
No, I think I gave it to him. I want 3 pizzas. Oh, I want more pizzas than you.
I mean, that's your whole goal. Is to eat the pizzas before they get delivered.
Why does it just say pizza? It's not Domino's. It's not Little Domino's down the road.
Domino's. The area.
Oh, he has a 5 card. Oh no.
Mm-mm.
What did I do wrong?
Can you
Picking
add
this 2.
3 plus 2 is 5.
Ooh, 3 times 2.
Okay.
I win.
We were close. I was close with my math. Math. Is it random?
Have you figured out?
Oh, he's a purple Noid. See, there's your guy. I just now noticed that this is a purple Noid.
It's Pinoid. Okay, so he basically has to roll a dice, and then I can choose whatever I want. So 2 just cancels you out.
He's just your alter ego.
Well, that didn't prove much. Please don't pick 4. I can beat that. Maybe you can't see my hand.
Oh, you figured this out, man.
I've only got to get 1 more pizza. For some reason, he has to eat. What's 3 times 6? He has to eat 18 pizzas, and all I have. Oh. I only have to eat 2, 4, 6, 8. That looks like 10. I only need 1 more.
Oh, shit.
Oh no. But I'm just gonna go ahead and use a 1 because I have to
That's
use
smart. It's very smart. Oh, but he was hungry.
it. How do I out pizza the kid?
He's got a lot of big numbers.
Oh no. I'm gonna use a 1 again. Are we almost out of time though? Is that what that is? Or is that a pizza? Is that a timer?
I think that's his hunger level. Like how full he is. You only have one more, right? I mean, one more.
Oh, no. I know, but I have to use a... I have to save my 2 for when he draws a 1. Does he have any 1s left?
He creamed you.
Me.
You got creamed.
Please land on that 1.
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
bitch.
it's over. I guess.
This game is stacked against rules. Purple Noid. You found that out. Like, you figured that out, and I wouldn't have probably ever figured that shit out.
Keep randomly putting cards down.
To throw away certain cards. I clearly don't play cards.
You have to save your big ones. Where are we now? Oh, no.
Oh, it's icy.
Why would they throw you into an ice level in the
Like,
second?
yeah.
Like, immediately.
There's icicles falling. Oh, drop that bomb. Damn it.
Alright, now that it's not moving up.
Whoa.
Oh. Is that the icy guy?
It's the igloo. No. Is it?
It's icy.
It's icy?
The icy bear. Why can't the Noid take more than 1 at a time? 1 hit at a time.
Thanks for clarifying.
Alright. Did they... Okay, so did Domino's have a partnership with... Dude!
With Capcom?
Well, obviously they had a partnership with Capcom. Icy. Icy bear.
And that would be...
Let's get a picture of the icy bear. Put that up. And now, I'm going to... Fuck! Alright, so... The second level is an ice level.
Yeah, so maybe they did have ices in Domino's back in the day.
This is
Are we gonna pull that up?
This is the hardest game I've ever played.
Jamie, pull that up.
Why am I looking that way?
Shit,
What's
we
over
don't-
there?
We don't have a Jamie. This is not the Joe Rogan podcast. I keep shaking my microphone. Shit.
We just game overed hard.
Alright, let me try.
Alright.
It's gonna be bad, but we... You know, just need a little more time.
We have to at least get to more levels than the first one. So John Maniacal has the controller now. And
And it is responsive, you know.
yeah, it's very...
We'll say that much. I push on the buttons way harder than you.
Yeah,
I can hear them
the
creaking.
controller's creaking. You probably need to get that too.
Where?
You passed it up.
Oh, it's too late.
I'm
Can't
not
go
sure
back.
what it does. It might give you like a damage multiplier. Don't jump down there. Whoops.
Oh, scary. This requires a lot of concentration on my part.
You were pushing the buttons really hard.
I really don't feel like it. Ah! It just falls like...
Yeah!
It's like gravity becomes 100 times more powerful.
As soon as you step off of an edge,
Yeah. If there's water below you,
you
only.
hit maximum velocity instantly.
I feel like I can jump really high. I am a rabbit.
Are you?
Shit.
Didn't we have a theory where it's not actually
Yeah,
a rabbit?
A sack of skin
It's a
underneath there.
mutant. It's a crazy person in his PJs.
Didn't you say something about Roger Rabbit earlier?
Yeah,
It's
I wanted to
Roger.
know- Oh, okay.
Roger is the Noid.
Oh, you hit it with your yo-yo and it turned into a scroll.
Yeah, special. Have no idea what to do with that scroll. Ooh, there's another one.
You know how games used to have like instruction manuals?
Yeah.
That gave you some like backstory. I feel like we need it right now.
Well, you know, that was kind of the point of my intro video, and then it.
But
I
there's
didn't
no-
give much. Well, I wanted to
To the game.
experience.
Well, we understand what the Noid is, but I do like the fact that you figured out like he has a yo-yo. It's called Yo Noid, and This seems to be the premise.
We
We haven't even gotten a pizza crusher yet.
I had to put a TV stand together without instructions. I think I can figure out a video game.
Why did you not have instructions?
It didn't come with instructions. I had to look it up on the internet.
Did you get it from IKEA?
I don't know. Some random website. Hit that shit and turn it into a snowflake scroll.
Does that mean you have a power? Like, press select or something.
Oh!
Yes!
It's B down.
Alright. We figured out something.
So you always hit the things. Can't hit that one.
Maybe that's the key to the whole thing. So
Yeah.
if you hit the big scrolls with your yo-yo, they turn into power-ups. If you get the small scrolls, it gives you more of the power-up that you have. So what's that one say? Hot sauce?
Yeah, that's exactly. Cannon.
Cannon? Down B.
I think I'm gonna wait till I need it.
You should be dead now.
I need to calm down. I need to slow down.
You do only have 86 seconds to complete this level.
What? Really? There's a time limit?
There's a timer. Okay, so there's a surprising amount of depth that we just discovered. Turns out the big scrolls...
Too bad depth is the only thing that I will be seeing... I said that wrong. The only depth I'll be seeing is in that water. Maybe you should take it back now that you know the depth.
We have ice power now. Hit that one. What does that one do?
Turns them in... What? It kills me.
It's the suicide scroll.
Well, that's up considering the story from earlier.
Paranoid.
Yeah, he's a f***ing paranoid. Shit, I said...
Noid. Noid.
I said shit. Alright. I'm about done with this game. I think you were the more skilled gamer in this.
I think it's genuinely kind of hard. Well, any Nintendo game, like when you sit down to play it,
What are you doing?
you have to die over and over and over.
Yeah, I mean, it's not terrible. This game is not terrible yet.
It's not as bad as it should be.
Yeah. Well, it's because it's probably adapted for...
It was
what
a
it is.
completely different game where you're a ninja that collects scrolls, which makes way more sense than some rabbit man in pajamas.
Yeah, what the fuck does pizza have to do with any of this shit?
Well, when you go to Domino's, your mouth waters
And there's water
like
everywhere.
this,
It causes tidal waves.
causes tidal waves, and if you step just right, a fish will come up
What the f-
Noid.
and kill you.
Oh, I didn't get that far before, did I? You want it back? Are we
It's up to
done?
you. I'm not done.
Okay.
I'm gonna play this till we're good at it. Further away from a bad game.
Oh, Coca-Cola, actually.
Have I told you how badly I want a Domino's pizza right now?
Um,
Like a meat
have I told you
pizza?
how much I... Oh, man, it gets us every f***ing time.
That is such a cheap shot. It's not gonna...
That one... Where is it? Where is
This
that
is the hardest
fish?
game ever made. Yo, furniture. Ah, fish.
Fucking goddamn fish.
How many game overs is that?
Oh, well over 30.
No match.
No, that's fucking with you on a personal level.
Ah! Don't know what.
Be anchovies on pizza? I don't know. Have you ever had anchovies on pizza?
No. What is an anchovy? Okay, so he jumps up right there and gets me.
Oh, come on. There was still ledge there. I feel like we need to call in an expert.